From the first breath of creation's dawn, unworthy souls have been cast away, banished to Hel's icy domain. Yet within that bleak shadowed land, some spirits blaze too bright to be smothered by the eternal night. Undaunted, these fiery souls seek to cleave their path from the darkness's grasp. But woe to those who falter, for the price of failure is dire, a relentless dance of agony and despair. Gird thyself for battle, brave soul, and let your legend begin. Alright, welcome to Jötunnslayer, Hordes of Hel, a survivor game set in Norse mythology. And as such, we get the pretty standard characters you would associate with Norse mythology. We have the Berserker, who gets Rage Attack, plus Hot Blood and Survivor. We have the Seeress, who is basically your Dark Mage. She has Eldritch Wards, Malicious Wisdom, and Fortune. You can read what those are on the screen. We can unlock the Flame Sister, who has Blazing Soul, Dasher, and Inferno. She is your standard Fire Mage. And the Revenant, our resident Archer, which has a Spirit Wolf called Haunting Wolf. We have Ethereal Arrows and Ghost Walk. So we're going to start with the Berserker. I believe they're probably the best class to start with. So let's get stuck in. Now we can choose from several weapon types, but we have to unlock them with soul stones. And each weapon type gives us a different bonus and weapon ability. We can also choose from our skins. We get to unlock one of them, but the other one we have to have the Founder Edition of the game currently. Now this is an early access game, so there will be some bugs or some balance issues that will be fixed at a later time, as well as new classes and levels that will be unlocked as they progress with development. Okay, so we have to first start in Niflheim, the birthplace of primordial darkness, cold, and mist. We must start on easy before we can unlock normal. As we progress, if we meet certain conditions, we will unlock modifiers, which will give us a bonus as well as a disadvantage. It's a double-edged sword. We don't have any of those, so we'll just go ahead and get going with easy mode on the Berserker. Alright, if you don't know what a survivor game is, you're essentially just maneuvering around a stage. And you auto attack. I am not pushing the attack button. Okay, it just automatically attacks. And as you level up, you unlock new skills. So, in Jötunnslayer, when we level up, we get to choose between two options. In this case, it's my class abilities, or class skills, or a god skill. And here we have Thor, god of lightning, thunder, and strength. I'm going to choose the Berserker class skill. Now we have passives, and we have an active and auto cast. So the passives give a chance for rage when damage is taken, an increased damage or an increased chance of rage when you trigger a skill cast, or we get a new attack that does 14 damage and sends out 1 axe and has a cooldown of 3 seconds. So we're going to choose that. And we also have quest objectives. This one is to collect 8 mushrooms, and our reward will be 3 gold. So you can see that axe that I just unlocked swirling around me. So I get that, as well as my standard attack. Alright, then we have Freya, the goddess of beauty, war, and queen of the Valkyries. So let's see what she has. She has a passive that's going to give us gold each time we level up, which will be nice. We get a wave of divine energy that can cause knockback, and we get an auto cast of discs that'll shoot out 1 disc, 20 damage. Since it's early in the game and we're going to be leveling up quite a bit, we're going to take the gold, because not only will we get a gold bonus of 1 guaranteed, we'll have a 10% chance of getting 5 gold. Why is gold important? Because we use gold to level up our skills for both class, active, and passive abilities later on. Alright, we have a mini map in our top right corner. That shows us where our objectives are. So the blue diamonds are what we're heading towards. You'll notice I'm collecting those purple diamonds. Those are our experience points. So let's check out Thor. And he gives a passive of increased health and 2 auto casts. I'm not a big fan of Lightning Strike 1 because it does the 4 lightning bolts in a fixed directions as an X, and you really have to line up your shots for that. I prefer Thunderstorm 1, which does a random area effect and does multiple strikes. So in this case, 4 strikes at level 1. So with Survivor games, as you progress down the timer, more and more enemies will approach you. Ooh. Okay, so we have movement speed up, grip tear, and cutting edge, which is a spinning attack. I'm going to choose that. But as I was saying, more and more enemies will approach me as we progress. More difficult enemies will appear, so now we get skeletons. And this is just pretty standard fare. I'm going to go with the Berserker class again. I think the class's passives are usually the most powerful. Not always, but most beneficial. So Reach is a great one for Berserker because it increases our attack range. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. Some of our early Survivor games include Android Survivor, which was on the Android mobile phones, which inspired Vampire Survivor, which is probably the highest selling Survivor game on the market currently. But then that spawned a bunch of other Survivor games, such as Brotato, Soulstone Survivor, and Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. So if you're a fan of the Deep Rock Galactic series, there's a Survivor one, and it is probably my favorite Survivor game currently. Alright, so we completed our mushroom quest, we got our gold reward, and you can see on our minimap. Let's go with Freya. Chance to stun enemies when taking a hit. So trigger is damage taken. I'm not a fan of either of these auto casts. You can read what they are on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and take Auric Charm. Now, if I don't like those, I can re-roll to try to get better abilities. But Auric Charm was good enough that I'm not going to re-roll it. So you can see our abilities on the left-hand side. There are 5 abilities that we'll unlock, or 5 skills. Alright, so when you open up these treasure chests, you will get different bonuses, such as Crystal Geode, which will give us 50% of experience gain of current level. A magnet, which will draw all experience crystals towards us. Note that it does not say coins, but experience crystals. And we'll have the elixir of haste. I'm going to go and take the experience gained because that'll help me level up quickly. I'm going to take the class skill. I'm going to continue to take reach so that we can max that out. So we're now at plus 60% on our reach, which will be nice keeping enemies at range. Now, you see this little gold flying guy? He's basically our gold goblin, or our treasure goblin of the game. You did see me release a shout there that spread or sent 8 axes out. That was my weapon ability, and it's good to clear enemies around you. So now we have our new objective. We're going to defeat 2 chieftains and receive 5 gold for that. So again, looking up at our minimap, we're going to see where the chieftains are. We have one pretty close here, so we're going to go towards that. And as you've been seeing, ooh, explosive nature. I like this one. It triggers when you are, or when you attack, and it sends out chain lightning. I prefer that over the active skill ball lightning. So let's do that. Now, as you see, I had to stand in that spawn circle until it filled. That's pretty standard. You've probably seen that when I open a chest or picked up an item such as the mushrooms. So that's one of the mechanics that you'll see in Jötunnslayer. Now, one of the things I like about Jötunnslayer, it keeps you constantly active. Whereas games such as Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, you have one objective. And let's see, increase damage inflicted by class skills, that's nice. Upgrade one of our class skills and upgrade our movement. I'm going to take, I'm torn between the 2 passives because for the boss, I know you're going to want increased movement speed, but I think we'll get that later. I think the class skill damage bonus is more important here, but I also need to start leveling up my class skills. Like I was saying, in Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, you get one optional, basically, objective at the beginning. Whereas Jötunnslayer, you get multiple objectives, which keeps you pretty busy, like I said. Alright, let's get this new chieftain going. Because we've taken so many damage buffs, we're going to get through him pretty quick. Just dodge his AoE and beat him up. Alright, we have 1 minute and 52 seconds until our next objective. You can see that under the minimap. Alright, at level up 11, we get to choose a subclass. We can choose Battle Master, which increases our attack damage, and that's doubled when we enter a rage. Entering a rage is random upon attacking. We can choose Zealot, which decreases the cooldown of our god skills, and that is also doubled in rage. Or Troll Scion, which increases our healing, which is also doubled in range. I haven't done the math, but I think Zealot might be better than Battle Master because you're getting all the god skills increased, whereas attack damage is just with your weapon. And we increase our god skills damage as we play, as we level up those god skills. Now, something about Jötunnslayer is that you have a dual economy. You have your experience that is immediate, and then you have your gold economy, which you use to purchase skill points. Sorry, I was just looking at the map there. We got a treasure chest over here. Whereas in Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, which I'm going to bring up again and again because it's my favorite and it's probably the most recent of the ones that I have listed, recently released. Alright, Freya, what do you got for us? We're going to take the golden discs. So now we have 2 god abilities. I'm going to clear these guys out a bit before I get the chest. Bloodlust, damage, and haste. We're going to choose haste. Faster attack and faster movement. Now all those have a set amount of time. They're going to last for 70 seconds. But yeah, like I was saying, Deep Rock Galactic Survivor has multiple currencies that you have to collect. You have to mine different materials to unlock different passive abilities, like global abilities. You also have food on the map that you have to mine. Alright, class skills, boiling blood, attack speed increases per missing health. Attack damage is increased, and mobility. Let's go ahead and take that mobility now. So you have sugar on the map for health, and then you have gold as well as nitro, and those are used to increase your abilities that you unlock while you're playing. So it's quite a bit different than Jötunnslayer. Alright, let's do our weather effect. We get these for each map. This one is the Curse of Winter. It'll slow us down, but it also slows everything else down. You get reward of 4 gold. Now on the easy mode, which is what this is, there's not really a penalty to it. It's kind of boring. But as you play and unlock those harder modes, the medium and hard mode, which you get by playing different difficulty levels. What do you got for a store? Alright, I like static discharge because when you get hit, you have a chance of doing damage. But we do need our final god skill, so we're going to take Mjolnir, which is going to throw Thor's hammer. With Jotunheim on the economy, they might be choosing to keep it simpler by only having the economy of health on the map, experience on the map, and then the outside economy for leveling up class skills and global skills by using gold to convert to skill points. Something we'll get into later is each map has a weather focus. Alright, what do you got for us? Max health, god skill damage. I'm going to take that. I should be leveling up my autocats, but I like some of these passives a lot. Oh, we got a general here. He's going to do these AoE drop attacks. So we just have to make sure we dodge those, kill him, and he gives us a rare treasure chest. So we get max health increased by 100. That's stackable, so I can get that bonus again, and it'll stack. 10 gold, or a god skills increase in damage, and that's also stackable. I'm going to choose the gold, because the more skills we can get early on, the more powerful we're going to be in later playthroughs. But as I was saying, one thing this game does is each map has a different focus on weather. So obviously this focuses on cold, so snow and ice. Whereas the next one we'll unlock focuses on fire. And the one after that is thunder. What I think would be interesting is if each one of those levels has bonuses and minuses to align with those weather effects, because right now they don't. Like if I take the Flame Sister, who is dedicated to doing fire damage, and I take her to the fire map, she's not penalized for using her fire abilities or skills while attacking fire mobs. They should have a better resistance, or at least not that I've noticed. So having something like that would be nice, but like I said, this is basically a beta build. It's an early access. Alright, we're just going to do the gold discs. So things are going to change. Alright, so we have 30 seconds to get up here to this boss spawn marker. We're going to do that. We're going to spawn him into this arena. Now the thing is, all these monsters that are already spawned, like all these skeletons, are going to be stuck in this arena, and I'm still going to have to deal with them alongside of the Bone Jotun, our Bone Daddy here. Now, it is important with the Bone Jotun to take that speed increase, because he doesn't seem like it, but he's fairly quick. And that little spiky circle around him does damage. And it can do a lot. So in his easy mode, he does a ground slam, and it drops a bunch of icicles. Now he also spawns all these enemies to the map. They do not give experience. Only the monsters that are trapped in here. When you spawn the... Oh, sorry, paying attention to where those AoE effects are going. When you spawn the Jotun, will drop experience. Ow, I thought I was out of that. But the thing about starting with the Berserker is they get that health bonus and the regen bonus. So it's an easier starting character than with the Cirrus. Which means if we wanted to play the Cirrus, we can take all the skill points that we've used on the Berserker and apply them to the Cirrus and start leveling her up for future levels. Alright, we defeated the Bone Jotun, which unlocks us the Revenant class, which is our ranged marksman option. So we'll go ahead and take him. We've also unlocked normal level for Niflheim. And we've unlocked the god Loki. So Loki will now begin giving us skills, both autocast and passive, as well as part of the skill tree, which we'll take a look at just after this. So we can see our raid results, our raid time, gold earned, etc., as well as how much total damage we have done. We can also look at an overview of our passive and autocast skills and our level and health when we finished. So we can play it again by pushing A, or we can exit to the main menu by pushing X. We're going to exit to the main menu. And we're going to take a look at our skill shop. So let's go to our skill shop. Here we're going to upgrade our skills, both passive and autocast. So we have two categories. We have the classes category, which when you unlock the skills here, they will be class specific. They will not be global. So if I unlock this Vessel of Pain, it will only be unlocked for the Berserker and not any other class. Whereas with the gods, these unlock global benefits. So, example, Thor, we can get maximum health or all damage as passives. Now, you may have noticed that there's a slight increase in the size of the hexagon for the upgrade ability. I don't like that. As somebody who has studied interactive design and teaches interactive design, I think there should be something more to that, such as outlining the hexagon, because this is so slight you can barely see that. Okay. Also, I think there should be a little bit brighter of an icon for above this column. So you see above the column it says 1 and it has a skill point symbol, but it's difficult to see. So it means that in that column, each one of those costs 1 skill point. Now to buy skill points, we see how much gold each skill point costs here at the bottom left of the screen. So we're going to go ahead and buy as many skill points as we can. And in this case, it's 8. Now, I think it's a good thing to do to, well, I guess 13. We got 13 skill points. Is to think about what class we're going to play and buy the entire first row if we can, as well as choose which god we want to invest in. So Thor is health and damage increase. Freya is attack speed and collecting range, so we don't have to be as close to our experience points to collect them. And then we have Loki, who increases our movement speed and our gold drop chance. Now I'm going to go with that because gold is good. I am going to go with Freya's attack speed. We're going to do 2 on those. Then we're going to do 2 on the maximum health. Now, next video, I do want to show the Cirrus, but I'm going to show her on the normal level, or instead of the easy, so I want to make sure that I take some of her abilities. So gold drop chance increases, just like with Loki, but this time it's a class-specific skill. And this one reduces the cooldown time of our Eldritch Ward, which I'll talk about. I'll talk about it now. I was going to talk about it next time, but I'll talk about it now. The Cirrus gets an invulnerability shield when she gets hit, but she only gets a certain number of those, so they have to be restored, and that's what this is. This reduces the cooldown on that passive ability being restored. So we're going to take both of those. We have 3 skill points left over. And this row costs 2. And this row costs 3. So we can upgrade 2 of her skills to be 4 points each. Or we can get an auto cast a magic missile. Why don't we get a new ability for her? Just for fun. Alright, and with that, we're going to stop. Thank you for joining me today, checking out Jötunnslayer Hordes of Hel. We will be continuing this Let's Play series for it, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers!